Meet Tyler. Tyler signed up for a gym membership on January 2nd. He was motivated, he was focused, and he had a vision board. He bought new trainers. He bought a shaker bottle. He bought a gym bag that cost more than his first car payment. He went to the gym 3 times in January, twice in February, and then his membership quietly auto-renewed for the next 11 months, while he did absolutely nothing. Tyler paid $600 for the year. Tyler visited the gym 5 times. Tyler paid $120 per visit. Tyler is not an idiot. Tyler is the business model, because here's something the fitness industry would rather you never think about too hard. Your gym is not in the business of getting you fit. Your gym is in the business of selling you the idea of getting fit. And those are 2 completely different products, with 2 completely different incentive structures. One of them requires you to show up. The other one requires you to keep paying whether you do or not. The global gym and fitness club industry is worth around $100 billion. In the United States alone, there are roughly 41,000 gyms and fitness studios. And across those gyms, there are approximately 64 million members. Here's where the math starts to get interesting. If all 64 million of those members actually showed up with any regularity, the entire industry would physically collapse overnight. There isn't enough floor space. There aren't enough treadmills. There aren't enough squat racks. And there is definitely not enough parking. The average gym sells memberships to 6 to 10 times more people than it could physically accommodate at once. This isn't an accident. This isn't a capacity planning oversight. This is the foundational economic model of the entire industry. It has a name. The industry calls it breakage. Breakage is the revenue you collect from customers who never use the service they paid for. And in the gym business, breakage isn't a bug. It's the whole point. Planet Fitness is the most honest example of this in the entire industry. They charge as little as $10 per month. They have locations with 1,500 members. Their gyms can physically hold maybe 300 people at once. If even a third of their members showed up on the same Tuesday afternoon, the building would be a safety hazard, but they don't. Because Planet Fitness isn't selling fitness. They are selling a $10 monthly guilt tax that makes people feel like they're one decision away from changing their life. And as long as you feel that way, you keep paying. That's the product. And before you say, well, at least they're keeping the price low. Yes. But here's the mechanism nobody talks about. Low prices are specifically designed to make cancellation feel irrational. Because at $10 a month, canceling feels like admitting defeat. You feel like if you cancel, you're officially giving up. You're making the conscious choice to stop being the person who goes to the gym. And that psychological friction is worth more to these businesses than any amount of product quality they could ever offer you. They are not competing on facilities. They are competing on your inability to cancel something for $10 a month. Which brings us to the cancellation process itself. And look, if you've ever tried to cancel a gym membership, you already know what I'm about to say. But for the people who haven't experienced this particular form of psychological warfare, let me walk you through it. Many gym chains require you to cancel in person, not online, not over the phone, in person. Or they require a certified letter sent to a specific address. Or they require 30 days advance written notice. Or they require you to speak to a manager who will offer you a pause option, then a discounted rate, then a 3-month freeze, then a heartfelt speech about your goals that feels like being talked out of leaving a cult. This isn't customer service. This is a retention gauntlet specifically engineered to exhaust you into staying. The Federal Trade Commission actually had to introduce what they called the click-to-cancel rule because cancellation friction had become so widespread and so deliberately punitive across subscription businesses that it required regulatory intervention. And the gym industry has been running this playbook for decades. Because every month you fail to cancel is another month of pure breakage revenue. And you did all the administrative work of staying subscribed yourself. Now, let's talk about the personal training upsell. Because if the base membership is the entry product, personal training is where gyms actually print money. The average personal training session costs between $60 and $100 per hour. Most trainers at large gym chains earn somewhere between $20 and $40 of that. The gym keeps the rest. And the way personal training is sold is worth understanding because it's a masterclass in upselling insecurity. You sign up for a membership. A trainer introduces themselves within the first 2 visits. They offer you a free assessment. The assessment is not free. The assessment is a structured conversation designed to surface every physical goal and insecurity you have, attach a dollar figure to solving it, and then make you feel like doing this alone is why you failed before. The free session is a sales call. And it works because people who just committed to changing their lives are the most motivated buyers on the planet. And motivation is the enemy of rational purchasing decisions. And then there's the layout. Because the way a gym floor is arranged is not random. It is not designed around what would be most efficient for your workout. It is designed around what keeps you in the building the longest and exposes you to the most revenue-generating surfaces. Cardio machines are almost always at the front, near the windows, visible from the street. This is not for your comfort. This is because a row of people running on treadmills is a live advertisement for the gym. It is the most effective billboard money can't buy. The free weights, where experienced members spend most of their time, are almost always at the back. You have to walk past the smoothie bar, the supplement display, the personal training desk, and the retail section to get there. Every inch of that walk is monetized. And then came the boutique fitness explosion. Because at some point the industry realized that if you could make going to the gym feel like an experience, you could charge roughly 3 times as much for it. SoulCycle, Barry's, Orange Theory, F45. The boutique model took the basic gym membership, added mood lighting, a curated playlist, an instructor who knows your name, and a sense of community that makes you feel like you're part of something. And in return, you pay somewhere between $30 and $45 per class. The average boutique fitness member spends around $100 to $200 per month. And the dropout rate is slightly lower than traditional gyms, which is presented as proof that the model works better. But here's the thing. The dropout rate being slightly lower doesn't mean people are getting fitter. It means the social and emotional hooks are stronger. You're not going back because of the results. You're going back because Sarah from Tuesday's class will notice if you're not there. And you already told your coworkers you've been going, and the sunk cost of the cute matching set you bought makes quitting feel impossible. The product is belonging. The fitness is the side effect they use to justify the price. Now, here's the part that ties all of this together. Because none of these individual mechanisms are the main story. The main story is the incentive structure that sits underneath all of it. A gym that genuinely got every single member fit, disciplined, and self-sufficient would destroy its own business. Because a genuinely fit, disciplined, self-sufficient person doesn't need a gym membership for motivation. They work out consistently with or without one. They don't need a personal trainer to stay accountable. They don't need a boutique fitness class to make them show up. The gym's ideal customer is not the person who achieves their goals. The gym's ideal customer is the person who perpetually almost achieves their goals and keeps renewing in pursuit of the version of themselves they haven't quite reached yet. And the fitness industry knows this, which is why January is the most profitable month in the gym business. Not because January members are the most successful, because January members are the most optimistic. And optimism is a far more reliable revenue stream than results. So, what does this actually mean practically? A few things worth keeping in mind. If you haven't visited your gym in 90 days, you are not a gym member, you are a donor. Treat it like a subscription audit. If you're not using it, cancel it today, not next month. Before you sign up for personal training, understand what you're actually buying. The trainer's job, structurally, is to keep you dependent on the trainer. Ask what the end goal looks like and when you would no longer need them. The most expensive gym is not the best gym for you. A $10 membership you actually use 4 times a week is worth infinitely more than a $150 boutique membership you use twice a month because the class times don't work. And if a gym makes it hard to cancel, that is the single most important piece of information they have given you about how they view the relationship. Act accordingly. The fitness industry is not against you getting healthy, but it is structured in a way where your continued optimism is more valuable than your actual progress. Because your progress has a finish line, your optimism doesn't. And a business built on recurring revenue needs you to keep going indefinitely. The treadmill isn't just a piece of equipment, it's a metaphor. So here's where I want to know where you land on this. Is the gym industry, A, a completely predatory system built on selling hope to people it has no intention of actually helping? B, a legitimate service that just happens to benefit from the psychology of its customers? And the failure is on people who don't use what they paid for. Or C, somewhere in the middle, where the model is cynical, but the individual gyms and trainers inside it are just trying to do their jobs. Drop your answer in the comments because I genuinely want to know how split people are on this one.